Are you trying to achieve fire, but it feels like you're on a strict diet? Do you realize it doesn't have to be that way? So, if you're trying to figure out how to do a realistic balance between getting to your goals and living frugal, I got some tips that will actually help. My name is Keanon Slade, and I have successfully fired. That is, I have reached financial independence and I have retired early. And more than that, I permanently live in Costa Rica. And so I help good guys find a better life outside of the United States. And part of that is actually understanding how to get there. How can you fire and still enjoy your life? Today's video is going to be just on that. Now, first of all, I must say, when I fired, I didn't even know the idea existed. I was like, all right, here's some financial practical sense. I had some good friends that had great financial values and honestly loved to talk about money, and so did I. And so I actually used the knowledge from books and various other sources to actually create, which I realized, oh wow, this is pretty much fire. Now, with that said, it was more of a basic fire. And I'll make another video because now I'm reconsidering fat fire, but that's a whole nother story. And so this video is not directed toward those who are doing lean fire, who are trying to live very frugally on very little money to actually achieve fire and expect result. Now, that may work, but that really wasn't, if you've seen the rest of my videos, what I preach. I do recommend making more money, finding a career that works for you, now cutting back, and prioritizing things like experiences over possessions. Now, if you can have both, there's always a limit with everybody. I don't care if you have $1 billion. There's always a limit, and I would prioritize taking a good experience, and that's almost reason number one that I decided to move to Costa Rica, because I wanted more experiences. I wanted more days to do those experiences. And you'll hear me talk about, in Columbus, it was 300. Now, you can Google this. It's 300 and plus, depending on the year, days of clouds. I wanted sun, and I wanted sun bad. Point number one, you want to have a specific goal. And so you want to be able to do the numbers. And the numbers that I really talk about is, how much do you want to live on? And I'll say want and need. The need is sometimes where you hear fire, like I only need this much because this is how much I spend, da 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 da. But then the question is, how much do you want to live on? And while you're doing that, you're making that specific financial number, I want you to picture it. Sometimes people can fire for years, but it's like when they think about their life after they've achieved fire, it's, oh, we're doing this and we're doing that. It's not fired anymore. And that blows your budget. And so you need to actually have a specific goal that actually makes sense, that matches the reality of what you want to live in. Honestly, here in Costa Rica, I love walking up mountains. I love mountains every day. I get to see view, things that I just could not do. The BMWs were cool, but 27 years in IT, you get Audis, BMWs, BMW trucks, you get the list of stuff, and it's just, this is cool, but yeah, there's something else that I was desiring, and I found it. And so you want to be very specific on what you're doing. Because if you don't have a clear target, fuzzy targets don't get hit. So along with that, what most people are afraid to hear is you gotta keep track of this stuff. If you have a goal, it could be financial, or it could be, I'm searching for a new job. Again, what is the one thing that would make all this other stuff be easy or not necessarily? Do I need more money? Am I investing right? Whatever that is, you're going to have to keep track. Maybe you said it's going to take a week, but it took 3 weeks, because a lot of that stuff is cyclical, which means it's coming back again. You want to stay track on, how did I do? How did I progress? And then when you're doing that, you're going to celebrate, because a lot of small celebrations make you want to continue and motivate you to continue to move forward to get fired. But it also brings that joy, because it starts those chemicals in your bodies. When you're excited about something, it makes you want to have more of it. You continue to stay on that path where you're getting excited about saving, excited about hitting the goal, excited about finding new places to invest, excited about getting educated in X, Y, Z. Those are the things that you want to continue to do. Now, if all this is ringing a bell, I want you to stay tuned to the very end, because all these points actually come together to create something beautiful, like I always call it a sandwich. You got one piece, but you don't want to miss the others. So stay tuned to the very end. The second point, it's budgeting. Budgeting should not be a bad word. I know when I grew up, it really wasn't used much. And then, of course, I met other people and read more books, and it was like, This is very important. The basics is like the starter level, if you will. Budgeting is the starter level to get to where you need to be at. When I talk about budgeting, I always add in forecasting. And the tool that I use is Quicken. Inside of Quicken, there is a tool that helps you. What is forecasting? Forecasting helps you see the future. This is priceless. Many people go through it and they're guessing, they're using tools, and they're not bad. They're using tools like Mint, or maybe there's some tool that their bank says, you've saved up this much money, or you didn't save up this much money. Yeah, that's great, but that's already telling you what you've already done. Is to actually forecast and to see the future is, okay, this is my habits. These are my spending. I will run out of X amount of money at this date, which I've seen a lot. I will get out of debt at this date. If I buy this car and it's going to add $600 to my expenses, then I'm not going to hit my goal until, and you want something to be able to help you make your decisions. Because once they're made and you sign the lease, or you bought the car, or you got the higher rent, or whatever it was, you don't want to find out after you're locked in. You want to find out before. And so this is priceless to actually be able to forecast. But it also works in the other way. So it works if I invest in this. Okay, if we're getting into this real estate, if I'm good at real estate and I start Airbnb, and here's the medium that I think I want to make, but here's what it should be on the high, and you can play with the numbers. And honestly, I do that with business. Somebody's coming up to me with a business idea, and I'm like, there's two of us, this is your business idea, and I'm putting the numbers in Quicken, and this is like a job. This is not paying. It helps with all types of stuff. To be able to forecast is priceless. Budgeting is a lifesaver. If this is resonating with you, I want you guys to click on the link. I have some tools that help you think outside the box, that help you achieve FIRE, or actually do some things that helps you achieve FIRE even faster. With that, let's jump into the next point. What I found is very important, because honestly, I had some, let's just say, bad habits. We all do. You're learning. I jumped into IT for the first year, and I found my, first love, which was sushi. What happened to me back when the market was booming, especially in IT world, the vendors would come over and say, hey, will you buy our products? And you go, I don't know. Let's take you out to lunch. $400 for sushi, $400 for wine, and whatever it was. And it was like, all right, yes. And so I was making good money, so they were paying. And then when they weren't paying, I was like, okay, I won't do the 400, but I'll just do $100 on this plate. Next week, $100 on this plate. 4 weeks in a row, that's $400 and just going to lunch. That was some things like, yeah, great experience, but let's settle down, a little bit. Because month after month we're doing that. I learned actually to find things that were, free or low cost. In Columbus, I'm from Columbus, Ohio. You haven't got that point. In Columbus, Ohio, Columbus is very good in the summertime for me. It's good all year round, but if you really like the summer, like I'm a summer person, it's good in the summer. Because when I was living there, there was a lot of go to this particular thing downtown and we'll show you movies and free concerts, and there's vendors there. Food here wasn't sushi, but it was this other vendors here, and we never had this before, and we got to taste. And so you got to hang out with your friends, and it was just a good time. And honestly, that was the root of my enjoyment, and it still is. I love hanging around with my friends and being with my people, not necessarily doing things, but just laughing, joking. We could be just playing cards. And so we would end up doing stuff that was like, let's come together to my house. You guys bring whatever, I'll bring whatever, I cook whatever, and 10 people, or depending on the day, 10, 8, 12, or how many people was coming that day to do whatever we're doing. We'll bring maybe desserts or their favorite dish or wine or whatever it was. And we would do that a few times a month. And I found more enjoyment in that type of thing more than I realized, and more than just buying the next technology thing. And believe me, I love technology. It was more enjoyment and to do that. And of course, every once in a while I would still buy my technology, but I wasn't doing it on a consistent basis because I was finding the experience that actually made me happy. I was finding the thing that was essentially most of the times either free because we already had it, or low if you want to count the cost of the groceries that we've already had. And then people would supply the rest. And so it was just a good time had by all. The question for you is, what things do you like to do that are low cost or free that can actually help you enjoy your life as you're working towards FIRE? I want you to put that in the comments below and share with others. For this next point, it's actually, I've been saying it all video, but I really want to hit home with this particular example. It is prioritize your experiences over possessions. And so when I wanted to fire, or again, I reached the financial thing that I was like, oh, this will be good. Yeah. All right. So when I hit my goal, I was able to do that because I prioritized my experiences. And so I will continue to talk about, it doesn't have to be Costa Rica, it could be wherever it is for you. But for me, it was like Costa Rica. And yes, I did do my research. I looked in the United States and went all over, yes, and visited and stuff like that you'll have to see in my old videos. But what the experience was for me was when I found my enjoyment away from stressful work, it was always like a tropical place, Dominican Republic, parts of Mexico. I don't remember how many different parts of Mexico I went. Looking for like warm climate. I found out that I like the beach. I thought I loved the beach. I have friends who will get up in the morning and go get in the water and stay there all day, go grab a snack, come back, get back in the water. Yeah, no, it's not all that. It's awesome, but yeah. I can go to the beach and just listen to the beach or walk on the sand without getting my feet wet, or even just be in the neighborhood and not even stop by. And so I like the beach. And so that's actually why I chose to live in the mountains. That's a whole nother story. But the experiences outweighed just the next possession. Next, getting the phone, and here, spend another $1,000 to get the new phone, the next phone. What did it do? It's just a different color. The other one still works. And so doing that every year really stopped making sense for me because it wasn't buying me enjoyment. I was living or helping somebody else's dream. I'm helping Apple or Samsung or whoever it was of that year fill their dream and their bottom line. But my dreams were like, it is something more than when you can have experience. And then if you're having experience with other people, it makes a huge, big difference. And as you're meeting people that are sharing the same experiences, like me, surprisingly enough, walking from Ohio again, flat, everything is just like flat. But to be able to walk up a street and it's a mountain and there's fruit and all on the trees and you can grab the fruit, stuff that you don't have in the United States and just pick it off and start eating. And then as you're looking over and you're seeing like 5 other cities because you're up so far on the mountains, yeah, breathtaking. The experiences outweighed all the possession. And so, yeah, those things I think are very important. And then the last piece of the sandwich is I talked to you guys about changing careers and potentially in IT, but the main thing about all of this is maintain a good work-life balance. If you want to actually enjoy saving to be able to balance, if you're working so hard that it's stressing you out, and you're not giving yourself any joy time, you're not going on vacation, you're not using the money in a good way, there's no balance, then you're going to actually start hating the save. And if you're like most people, it's like being on a diet from sugar. You don't just take one bite of ice cream, you eat the whole gallon. You go all out, or your body just like shuts down because it's too stressed. I have lost friends in IT because they did not prioritize the balance and even said that at the end of their life. And unfortunately, that is something that you have to be careful. Just no matter what job or field it is, you need to balance your life. And I'm saying that for somebody who did not balance your life, and it forced me to find, fire, if you will, and being able to retire early because I was so stressed. And I say that from the bottom of my heart. You do not want to be stressed. You do not want to be like me and go to the hospital thinking you're having a heart attack and it's stress anxiety, but they mirror so much and you're fearing for your life and coming home and sitting in the driveway and it's like, I can't even go in the house because my family wants to be there, my kids want to be there, but there's no rest between my job and entering in the house. And so I just need to sit in this winter in my BMW that has a benefit. But I can't go into my home and enjoy my home. You need to have a good work-life balance. And that will help you to be able to enjoy your life while you're saving, while you're investing, and while you're waiting and doing things for tomorrow. Thanks you guys for checking this out. I want you guys to click on the link below and you'll find that there are resources that can help you maybe shortcut your journey if you're going about this all the wrong way. To think outside the box. And so I will see you on the other side.